Welcome to episode 5. This leg of the journey takes us towards the legendary Dempster Highway, but starting from Terrace, we still had a long way to go. Luckily, we weren't alone. Our friends Rob and Murray were heading north too, and for the first 2 days, we decided to ride together. We left early, trying to outrun the heavy clouds looming above. The sky didn't look promising, thick, grey and brooding, but somehow we got lucky, just miles of road stretching ahead. Late that evening, we finally rolled into a small campsite, threw up our tents and collapsed into bed. Sleep came easy after a day like that. Morning came fast. The mosquitoes were relentless, so packing up turned into a race. Gear loaded, back on the bikes. That day's ride was a short one. We aimed for Boya Lake, a place we heard was absolutely worth the stop. But first, a little stop in Jade city. Free coffee and tea, don't mind if we do. Wandering through the shop, surrounded by every shade of jade you could imagine, felt like stepping into another world. So many colors, so many different shapes, it was interesting. And yesterday we finally took off, went to a really nice camp spot, kind of late, but yeah, today we showed up a little bit earlier. We arrived at, I think, 3:30, something like that, on this beautiful campsite here. I think it's called Boya Lake. And yeah, we have a site right next to the lake. So beautiful. So far we got so lucky with the weather. Yesterday it rained just a little bit. We got dry. There was no rain in the night. And yeah, today we had some really dark clouds behind us. But yeah, sunshine and no rain so far. Yeah, we're heading more up north to Whitehorse, then Dawson. Maybe we're not stopping on the way up to Tuktoyaktuk, but down, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to go up north. From there, the road to Whitehorse was long, flat, and if I'm honest, a bit boring. But there was no way we were skipping the iconic Yukon sign. We pulled over, dug out our sticker, and claimed our tiny piece of this vast place. It was cold, it rained, and the straight highway seemed endless. Still, we pushed on, knowing what was waiting for us up north. From Whitehorse, we planned to reach the beginning of the Dempster. We thought about staying a night in Dawson first, but adventure was calling louder. Even as the rain poured and soaked us to the bone, we kept going. And just before the Dempster sign, like magic, the rain stopped. We refueled everything, the bikes and our 2-gallon fuel bladder. Then we headed for Tombstone Campground. When I finally stood in front of the Dempster sign, I forgot all about the rain, the cold, the exhaustion. We had made it. The excitement was electric. This was the road that would take us all the way to the Arctic Ocean. And if you want all the details about riding the Dempster, don't worry. A full video about it is coming soon. Riding the Dempster felt strangely familiar. It reminded us of all the logging roads we'd already tackled across Canada. Thanks to the rain, the surface was packed and grippy. Sure, a little drizzle returned, but we adjusted our speed and kept going. We rolled into the camp tired but buzzing. Tomorrow would bring more adventure. That was really exhausting, I think, the last 2 days, but we made it to the Dempster Highway. We are now at Tombstone Mountain Camp Park, and yeah, yesterday we drove 505 kilometers to Whitehorse. Today we drove 585 kilometers here to this campground, 70 kilometers on the Dempster Highway, so gravel road. Yesterday we had some rain, today we had some rain, and also when we wanted to set up our tent, we now got a new tarp. And it was the first time setting up a tarp for us, and yeah, very stressful because of the rain and stuff, and yeah, when so exhausted. But yeah, just going early to bed. Tomorrow we're heading to Eagle Plains and maybe to Inuvik if we can make it or not. Let's see. Tomorrow will be, I think, a better day. I think 20% chance of rain. Sunday is 0%. That's good. And then we're finally in Tuktoyaktuk at the Arctic Ocean. I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, we entered the Yukon and it's so beautiful and so empty here. It's crazy. You just drive, endless roads and no one is passing you. Yeah, really magical. The sun woke us up early, casting a golden light across the wilderness. Today we are riding to Eagle Plains. I was excited and a little scared. Stories of riders struggling on the Dempster had been playing on a loop in my mind. As a beginner off-road rider, I couldn't help but feel intimidated. But once we got moving, the nerves melted away, replaced by awe. The landscape stretched endlessly in every direction. Wild, untamed, beautiful. Sorry in advance, my helmet camera was angled wrong that day. Luckily, Sven captured some incredible shots on the return trip. Riding dirt demands full attention and energy, so we took breaks often, just to breathe it all in. The road was still damp, perfect for riding. No dust clouds behind Sven, just smooth sailing across a dreamscape. We reached Eagle Plains, refueled and pitched our tent. That night we rewarded ourselves with poutine. Hot fries, melty cheese, rich gravy. It tasted like heaven after a long day in the saddle. We were up early, packing and preparing for the next stretch, Inuvik. The Arctic Circle was just a short stop on the way. The milestone we had dreamed about it for so long. Crossing into the Northwest Territories felt surreal. Even more so when just a few minutes later we spotted our first grizzly bear right next to the road. And then another one, even bigger, just a little further on. 2 wild grizzlies within minutes. Unbelievable. After 2 ferry rides, we rode into Inuvik. It was barely 1 p.m, too early to call it a day. So we looked at each other and said, let's go for it. Let's ride all the way to Tuktoyaktuk. We knew this last stretch was the toughest. Loose gravel, unpredictable conditions. But the weather was on our side, and we adjusted our speed, staying careful but determined. It wasn't the road that made it hard, it was the fatigue. Days of constant riding weighed on me, and by the time we reached Tuktoyaktuk, I was absolutely drained. But there we were, standing at the edge of the Arctic Ocean. We warmed up dehydrated meals, wandered around the small town. Everything was closed for a local holiday, and just tried to let it all sink in. We had made it. We went to bed under the midnight sun, tired but happy. The way back south was easier. We knew what to expect. We had the confidence now. With a bit more speed through the deep gravel, the road wasn't nearly as intimidating. I was so proud we had conquered the Dempster. It wasn't as brutal as the story said, not for us, but only because we had the most perfect weather you could imagine. 24 degrees Celsius in Tuktoyaktuk. Our friends Charlie and Damien had tackled it just days earlier and faced endless rain and 7 degrees Celsius. The Dempster can change in an instant, but for us it was pure magic. The ride back was dustier, way dustier, and passing trucks sometimes created walls of dust we couldn't see through for a minute, but it didn't matter. We stopped again at Eagle Plains, celebrated with more poutine, and the next day we made it all the way back to Dawson City. This time we took our time, we visited the visitor center, explored the town and celebrated in style at Diamond Tooth Gertie's. Not to gamble, just to sit back, have a drink and watch the incredible Can show. It wasn't just dancing, it was like stepping into a different era, a whole world of music and storytelling on stage. We stayed 2 nights. We wanted to do the famous sourdough cocktail challenge, but by the time we were ready, the captain who officiates it wasn't there, so no tow for us. Maybe next time. Then we pointed pointed our bikes towards the top of the world highway. After the Dempster, we were curious what it would bring, and it didn't disappoint. Smoother riding, incredible views. And finally, we crossed into the United States for the first time with our motorcycles, a huge milestone. We stopped in Chicken, Alaska, a quirky little town where the gas station alone is worth a visit. The weather forecast looked terrible, so we headed towards Tok, ready to make a decision. There, fate stepped in again. We realized our friends Damien and Charlie were close by, and spontaneously we decided to meet up and ride together again, along with Rosalie, who had conquered the Dempster on a sports bike. And if that wasn't that crazy enough, she had made Aiden, who rode it with a Honda Goldwing. Together we rode south back into Canada, found a cozy campground and spent a night full of laughter, stories and shared memories. From there we decided to head back into Alaska, to catch the ferry from Haines to Skagway. Rosalie parted ways there, still facing over 7,000 kilometers to get home, and we continued our adventure towards Haines. And just like that, another chapter of our incredible journey came to a close, with new friends, unforgettable memories, and a dream fulfilled.